Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. My name is Elisheva, and together with Eitan, we are going to share with you the gift of this week, which is choosing internal freedom over external freedom. And this is a lead up, as we shared last week, to the cosmic window that we call Pesach or Passover, that every day this week is providing us with a unique opportunity to take control of the coming year. And then at the end of this week, on Saturday night, we shift into a week of freedom. According to Kabbalah, in the same way that the Israelites were able to leave the slavery in Egypt 3,500 years ago, we can access the same cosmic window they did back then and achieve our own personal freedom. But in order to do that, we need a plan. We need a strategy. We need to understand what it is that we are enslaved to. And that's what this week's episode is all about. Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most practical and powerful tools to navigate the coming 7 days. We do that by gleaning through the teachings of Kabbalah, extracting the right wisdom and the right tools that will help you take advantage of this week's gifts, as well as to prepare you for the potential pitfalls. And inevitably, every episode ends up offering up wisdom and tools you can use anytime. So specifically, we're focusing our intention and our energy around how to prepare ourselves to receive the maximum impact when this cosmic window opens up on Saturday night. But if we don't, and there's even a phrase in the teachings of Kabbalah, if you don't prepare, it's as though almost, you miss the party. So we're always about preparation, intention, strengthening ourselves, reinforcing ourselves. And we want to share this gift with you, our listeners, so that no matter where you are when this cosmic window opens, you've prepared, you have the awareness, you have the intention, and you're open to receive what the universe is offering up for us. So Eitan, where should we begin?
First, to connect with the idea that this coming Saturday night, which is the night of Pesach, the night of the Seder, the night of Passover, for 24 hours, we have this cosmic opening that doesn't matter what level we are spiritually, doesn't matter how evolved we are, how intelligent we are, how knowledgeable spiritually, we have an opportunity to receive the gift of true freedom. But, like anything else in life, you will enjoy a gift if you have deep appreciation for that gift. So the days before Passover, this is the time that we question ourselves, wow, where do I need the gift of freedom in my life? And there's two aspects of freedom, external and internal. Everybody knows I would like to be free from financial stress. I would like to be free from a negative boss. I would like to be free from fights and negativity between me and someone else, but that's external freedom. If the Creator will help us and will get rid of all the external forces and external situations in our life, include sicknesses that causing us to feel stress and not free, that's not going to be the source of true happiness and true joy. Kabbalistically, we came to this world to achieve freedom of our spirit, of our soul. And that's what the preparation of Passover for, and that's what's available in Passover. Means we all have areas in our life that we are slaves to our fears, to what people think of me, to reactive behavior, to addictions, to negative thoughts that I cannot let go of, to negative movies and stories in my mind about myself and about others, to patterns of judgments, to attachment, to pleasure that don't really serve me. It's only internal. So really, while all of us would love, especially those in a spiritual path, to access my soul, to access my love, to access my trust, in spite of that, all of us are slaves to our opponent, to our negativities, to our thoughts. And this week is the process to truly journal to ourselves and ask and open my desire and my true prayer. Please, the Creator, allow me to release my attachment to this illusionary energy that doesn't serve me. Because more you prepare yourself before Passover and you realize what is the real internal bondage, more in the night of Passover you can receive the gift of freedom.
What's
So now,
interesting for me about this teaching is that the the way that our inner critic or the voice of our opponent
yes,
often presents itself is that it has our best interests in mind, right? So as you're sharing different ways, different things we can be enslaved to, other people's perceptions, our job, our family, the big and small addictions we might have, there's also that voice that tells us it's not that bad. Other people have worse things. It's not harming anybody but you. In the long run, it'll be fine. That there is this mechanism that we all have inside of us that tells us, don't do the work. Or, I'm relatively a good person. It cancels itself out. And I talk to a lot of people. I know you talk to a lot of people too. And sometimes even that voice brings you to a place of, it's not that bad. So I'm going to like take its power away by pretending it's not there, not giving it too much energy, not engaging with it. And I feel that one of the gifts of this time is that it feels intense, not because we're doing something wrong or not because we're attracting chaos to our movie, but rather the universe wants us to feel like we can't stand it anymore. So I know many of our listeners are probably feeling like, wow, the last week or two has been so intense. So, I'm not myself. I'm so judgmental. I'm so controlling. I'm so sensitive. I know a lot of people have felt like they're overreacting. The reason we feel that way in this time is so that when that window opens up on Saturday night, that we are so clear on how desperately we need to be free of this issue. Because if we were apathetic about it, it's not that bad, it's not that good, we'll stay in that invisible jail that we're sitting in, allowing ourselves to be entrapped by those limitations. And a lot of the messages that we've been sharing over this past year is all about connecting to our limitless potential. That there is, that voice inside that tells you, you'll never be that successful. It's going to be too hard. What if you fail? That mechanism that we call in Kabbalah the opponent or the ego is there not so that we'll listen to it. It's so that we will shut it down, that we will ignore it, that we will rise above it, that we will choose a higher perception of what's going on other than that story. And Pesach is about that. Tapping into the true voice, the unlimited self, the part of us that knows not only it's going to be okay, it's going to be unbelievably blessed and beautiful. And to stay connected to that force, that force within me. It's not outside of ourselves. And I think that's part of breaking down the misperception that I need to do these things externally so I can achieve those things externally. When my inner world will shift to a state of greater freedom, I will then see that those limitations I perceived before are an illusion. I will see that those people's influence over me are an illusion, but it starts with the internal part. And that's really what this week is all about.
Beautiful. So this morning we had a little study with a group of friends. And we try to each one share what is the internal freedom I would like to achieve. And the way we started, everybody in his turn speak about some of the external challenges that they're going through in these last few days. So for example, someone says that they're going to major financial stress and that certain expectation that money will come last week, and because it did not, it brings so much stress, so much worry, so much obligation around the families and around business, and as a result they're stressed, they're not present. So everybody was clear about what would be the external freedom. I would love to see the money. I would love to be able to take care of my obligations. I would love to be in the flow. I would love to be able to focus on all of that. That's external. And then we get deeper. And that person shares, okay, so what is the internal freedom around those challenges you would love to achieve? Because that's what it's up to us to work on. That's the gift of Passover. And he said, wow, I would love to be free from the worry about the money and to have total trust and certainty the Creator will provide as long as making my maximum effort. Then I asked, what else would be freedom? And he said, I would like to be able to be present and free to express my care and love as usual to my wife and to my kids. Because if I'm able to express care and love only when things are flowing physically in my life, I'm a slave. I'm a slave to the physical reality. What would be more freedom? I would love to be free to delve into deep study, because at the beginning of the session it was not present at all, to a deep study because I crave to know the minds of the Creator regardless the ups and downs of life. So instead of focusing, please God, I need the money to come. No. Increasing certainty, increasing love, increasing the freedom to study, and the freedom of my mind to focus on truth, on wisdom. So really, each one of us, it's a good test to take what is the external things that are bothering you and ask the real question. Where am I actually, what will be true freedom? That I'm connected to the Creator regardless the external. And each one of us, it means something else. Freedom can be as simple as, one person shared, they're going through physical pain now. Please God, I would like to use healing methods to cleanse it, to remove it. Then you realize real freedom is to accept that the process of pain is purification and cleanse it, and to embrace it with love without calculating and thinking, please the Creator, make sure it will go away already. So that would be total freedom. To be fully in the present, embracing that. And that's a question I would like to ask for all of you. And then Elisheva, if you can share in your interaction with student, what would be your true freedom that has nothing to do with the physical reality between you and your soul and the Creator? Because at the end of the day, what makes our external reality limited, blocked, or not is only because our freedom to truly align with the Creator and to express my consciousness is blocked. Yes, Elisheva.
What's funny is that I had a conversation, very similar line of questioning with an individual who their external reality is not so bad. There isn't a major pain or major challenge. And I believe that we have listeners who are thinking, life's okay. Yes, I'd love to have greater wealth. I'm working on it. Yes, I would like to have better relationship with my kids. I'm working on it, meaning there's a things are okay. Nothing is really torturing them. So then we got deeper, obviously, with it, and we spoke about what of that internal world is would you like to be free of? What from, and even to say the opponent or my ego or my reactiveness, it's very general, right? In this time, it's important to be specific, to give the baby a name. So we were digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and we uncovered that this person has a deep need to get things done. Right? They have a busy person. It's a woman, full-time job, lots of kids at home, also social life, spiritual life, barely a minute to herself in the day, unless she takes it, which we've also been working on. Her realization was she's not present in anything. All she's trying to do is get it done. I need to just get through the end of the day. I need to get through to the weekend. I need to get through to our vacation in a couple months. I need to get, meaning there's no, yes, she's good at what she does. She's well liked, right? There's no burning fire in her life, except she's not living her life. And the realization of what it could mean to be present, what would it feel like if you were enjoying every conversation, if you were enjoying doing homework with your kids, if you were enjoying every meeting at work, what would that look like? And you could even see on her face, it was almost like a wave of relaxation took over. That's really the ultimate, at least in this stage in her life, would be the ultimate expression of her soul, her light, her goodness. And she's constantly pushing it towards a goal, a destination, a target. I'll get there. Soon I'll get through it. Soon it will be over. So, and to awaken that desire. And what was powerful about it for me is there's nothing terrible going on, right? It's not about there's this chaos and I need to be free of it once and for all. There is also a very insidious and quiet chaos that can come about as a result of us being so intellectual, so logical, so I want to say it probably happens to very successful people, that they're good at what they do and they're smart and they have experience and they're checking things off the box. Their to-do list and their goals are manifesting. But are they happy? Are they enjoying it? Do they feel their heart is opening and they're capable of more love and more kindness and more generosity? And it was such a beautiful revelation, a beautiful awakening, because it's not always obvious where the work is. But if you're open, and this week that's what it's about. Be open to see it. If you don't see it, ask for it. Talk to a close friend or a mentor or your partner and ask them, what do you see? How do I get in my own way? Because sometimes we're so in the midst of it that we can't see the forest for the trees. So even asking that question, not what do I need to change about myself? What do I need to change about myself? Invites the other person to think, what changes in them would benefit me? No, the question is, how do you see I get in my own way? If I could change one thing about myself for me, what do you see that could be? That it's about my relationship with the world and not my relationship with the other person. And I think you'll see beautiful things come about as a result of that reflection.
I love it that you said that one of the specific freedom people needs to open themselves is to appreciate this very moment. Because to access our full potential and to express freely our soul, we need to be able to feel the love of the Creator, which is enjoying the moment, and as a result, to be able to give love. And to the extent you appreciate moments, to that extent you can give from a true soulful place. So I love it. Another thing that you mentioned, that when life seemed to be okay, so part of the bondage is settling for less. So part of freedom is being open for the greatness of my potential. Part of actually freedom is desiring in a greater way. One of the concepts in Kabbalah and the light that's available of Passover, it's called gadlut, greatness, versus katnut, which is smallness. When we are slave, sometimes we slave to small life, small, settling for less in relationship, settling for less with work, settling for less with purpose, settling with less with career, settling for less with spiritual ability to connect, to grow, to experience love, to experience light. So part of the things that we want to break free from is from small thinking. Doesn't have a chaos in my life. And that's a big test. Settling for less, it's not the free state of our soul. And not comparing to other people, comparing to the best version of myself.
But that one is hard, I think, for people, because why rock the boat? Like, what would be, sell me on why I should try to be more connected to my unlimited potential. Why is that a thing? Why would I want that if everything is okay right now?
That's good, because ask yourself, are you truly have inner joy and gratitude? Kabbalistically, the only thing that will bring true joy, or more joy, let's say more joy in our life, as I'm getting closer to access my potential and what I came to do in this world. And as long as I'm in this physical world, there is an upgraded version of myself. And I'm not talking about from greed and desperation, for pure desire to shine the light that I meant to accomplish. Because holding on to okay reality, it's settling for less. Now, if you say, no, I'm totally fine with this, I'm actually feel total joy, and so go for it, no problem. Look for other peoples that you attach to slavery. But this is the time of honesty, You know, one of the Kabbalistic secret about this time, we want to expose the lies that we believe in, and we want to connect with the truth that deep inside that we believe in. Very often, we are controlled by a thought, and as a result, a feeling. I need this to happen, because if it will happen, I will be happy. Question that. I need them to like me. I need to manifest what I wanted according to my plan today. I need my employees to do the job that I told them to do. If not, I'm going to be so frustrated. Ask yourself the question, is it the truth? I would love this to happen, but is it the truth that I need? Because any false needs that I'm attached to will cause me suffering. So actually, that's also slavery. I'm slavery to a need. I need to be liked. I need this to be manifested today. I need to get rid of my pain right away. I need them to listen to me. I need them to change. Question if that need comes from soul or from ego. Because practically every false need that I'm attached to, it will cause me sooner or later anxiety, which is indications that I'm not with the light.
Even in one of the examples you used about, right, I need them to, whatever it is, fill in the blank. I feel like that mentality or that mode is something we're all subject to, but in different ways. So for example, you may work in a job, or even live in a family where there is a perception or this is how we do things, a mentality, let's say, that you've accepted that's not accurate. So, for example, a listener reached out not long ago and asked about a situation that she's in where her mother-in-law is constantly disappointed with her. And I love this one because it seems normal and not unusual and not unreasonable, right? She doesn't like me, or she doesn't like my cooking, or whatever. There's something about her that it's bothering her and she's unhappy with me. What should I do? So I in answering this listener, and I feel it's really relevant in this time where we're looking at how things outside of us affect us, control us, enslave us, is that whenever she was around her mother-in-law, which was at least once a week, according to what I understood, she was not herself. She was not present. She was preoccupied with pleasing her mother-in-law, or her husband needing to make it okay with her mother-in-law. Anytime someone's presence, their words, their actions make us feel this way or that, they are the cause and we are the effect. They are the slave driver and we are the slave. So even if it isn't something earth-shattering that, like you said before, it's not causing major drama or chaos, but I allow something outside of myself to control me, and it might even seem beneficial. I'm a nicer person when they're there because I'm worried they're watching me. How's that a bad thing? It's a bad thing because you are not your authentic self. You are doing something because someone else is making you feel this way or that. It's like saying, this is my car, but you drive it. You're not the driver. Just because you own the car, you're letting someone else drive it. So pay attention to, as you live your life through this week, be mindful of those personalities or those dynamics that you let, you know what it really is? It's like a costume change. Oh, my mother-in-law's coming over. I have to put this costume on now. She's gone. I can take the costume off. I'm going to work. I got to put the costume on. That you allow your environment or the individuals in your environment to change you. The goal of the study of Kabbalah is to be simple. Simple means on the inside is who I am as on the outside as well. And okay, obviously there's going to be situations in which maybe it's not appropriate to be your super authentic self in a business meeting when you want to cry and you don't. But if we're honest with ourselves, we allow the environment and the people in our environment to mold us into versions of ourselves that are not true. So as you pay attention to that and be aware, right? It's not about cutting your mother-in-law out of your life. It's about learning how to be the cause despite her influence or desire to influence me this way or that.
So you're saying it's not really the mother-in-law, it's my belief that I need my mother-in-law to like me.
Right.
That causing anxiety, that causing me to change costumes, that causing me never to be happy, even though if she like me, because I'll be stressed out, does she or not? And that's illusionary needs. It's not the truth, because needs that comes from the soul will cause joy. Needs that comes from the ego, connecting to the false me, and will not cause. So actually anything that make me anxious, unjoyful, maybe there's no chaos outside, but something bothered me. Question your perception. And for me, that sentence works. I need that to happen or not to happen in order for me to feel safe, in order to me to be happy. That's a easy way to expose a lie. And then ask the Creator, please, the Creator, help me to release myself from the needs of my mother-in-law, the needs of other people to like me or not, because in my soul, I'm loved by the Creator. So it's not easy, but at least expose what are you a slave as preparation for the light of freedom. To the extent you get deeper in defining what real freedom for you is, to that extent you can benefit from the gift of Passover.
Beautiful. And we'll, on weeklyenergyboost.com, we'll include additional resources for our listeners, whether you are celebrating Pesach, Passover, or this is the first time you're hearing about it and you're interested in learning more. Please visit weeklyenergyboost.com. On the homepage, we'll have different resources for you to participate or to at least enhance your awareness and connection this coming week. We also still have the 12 days of Aries resources there. We're now in the toward the end of it, but still in the midst of it, and that work also helps us to uncover the more subtle ways that we give over our energy to false taskmasters and behaviors that are no longer serving us, that we can be free of this week as well. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook to receive additional support in living everything that we do every week. And our website also has our archives, way for you to send us a message, and a donate button for you to support the work that we do here at Weekly Energy Boost. But as always, and maybe this week more than ever, share this episode with friends, with family, with people that you know are open to understand, to have a different perspective, to do the work of not only this week, but also Passover in a dramatically different way. And we'll see you next week on the Weekly Energy Boost.